Hello, it's Clive. So last time we were looking at what others, family, society, religious communities perhaps, make of marriage, what they see the purpose of marriage is about. This time the focus is on the all important what you think marriage is about, and it's very specifically what you want your wedding to be about. And I suggest that you might want to consider what you want to mark, declare, commit to, and celebrate as a part of your wedding. There will be some overlap between those because in declaring your commitment, for example, that's something you're going to want others to see as witnesses. But just to give a little bit of attention to each of those, declaring, marking, celebrating, and committing to. So normally, commitment will involve perhaps one of the common elements in a marriage ceremony. There may be others which occur frequently, but probably in just about every single marriage ceremony, there will be a point at which you declare your commitment to each other in the form of vows. And it's often thought that both parties, as it were, within a couple need to share the same vows. Um, but there's no reason that actually needs to be the case. If you're actually creating a ceremony of your own, you can form your own words that you want to speak, that you want to commit to your partner. And some people I know don't even want to share that commitment with their partner until the big day. It actually makes it for them all the more meaningful to do that. Although that's slightly unusual, that is a possibility that you can keep your vows, as it were, separate. But of course, you may both want to mirror and model each other's vows as well and to put them into your own words. But I suggest that one of the most important tasks from now onwards is going to be focusing on what you want your vows to be. And the giveaway for this video actually gives a few different examples, just gives a different flavour of the sorts of things that can be used. Normally the most beautiful vows are ones that are put in your own words, created by you. So do take some time to think about those. There will be other elements that support these four things: the commitment you're making, the declaration, the celebration, and we'll look at those, at least some of the possibilities that you might want to include as elements in the ceremony next time. Let me just check my notes, as I always have to do. Yes, so one other um, one other aspect that would be very useful to think about at this time is whether one or both of you have any concept of the sacred, what we might call the sacred. So that might be a faith in God or some sort of superpower, the universe having some intelligence or some capacity to bless. In other words, to bring good fortune, if you like, um, to individuals. Or you may have none at all. You may be totally, as it were, atheist and have absolutely no faith of any sort. But important actually to acknowledge that and what role that may or may not play in your ceremony. So it's not unusual for one partner in a couple to have quite a strong faith tradition of their own, and another to have perhaps a very weak belief system, or perhaps none at all. They haven't perhaps really focused on concepts of sacredness, of divinity, um, with a wedding, it's going to be important to uh, put together a ceremony and to use words when it comes to making commitments, and the way that the ceremony is framed that are meaningful for both of you. So perhaps give some time to discuss that and how it may look, how it might work in your ceremony, particularly if you're not both from strong faith backgrounds. And indeed, you may be from very different faith backgrounds as well. That's one of the most common situations with interfaith weddings that I'm particularly familiar with, where individuals are from different faith backgrounds, different cultures sometimes as well, families having different expectations. So again, this is really the time to actually think about, well, can we perhaps bring elements from both of those traditions together into the ceremony to acknowledge the backgrounds of both of you and both of your families and supporters in a way that is meaningful for both of you and both of you can accept. So this time, by way of a prompt, I suggest that you might want to think about what you want to mark, celebrate, declare and commit to, which is going to include vows as well. I will look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget there's a PDF link with some suggested vow examples that might give you some thoughts about the different ways of approaching this, and look forward to seeing you next time.